Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we're a little bit later today because we finally have, like it's been less than 2 weeks for this expansion, but it's felt like a lot longer, but we finally have the teaser for the upcoming balance patch, which I believe will go live tomorrow on a Friday. Pretty weird, not normal, but again, 12 cards getting nerfed, 6 are getting buffed. They're all like the imbue stuff. They're in the terrible deck. So we're going to take a look. We don't know the official changes yet. That'll come with the patch notes again, likely tomorrow, and the changes will all go live then. So if you want to stay tuned for that, and get that update, and you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like as we're on that road to 100,000 subscribers and that full brand cosplay. I can't believe Anduin didn't win. Although unnerfed Jaina, I believe, won. People put that as a suggestion. I'm not dressing up like that. However, yeah, the brand won. So hit that sub button. Make me go brand. Anyways, yes, 12 cards being nerfed, 6 buffed. Let's go over what the cards are. Again, we don't know the official changes. We have to speculate. So not a big surprise. Hideous Husk. Definitely overtuned in Death Knight. If they're nerfing everything else, I feel like, and someone who's played a lot of Death Knight, it would obliterate, it would dominate considering everything that's getting nerfed. Lots of options considering it's only Husk. That means the leeches aren't getting nerfed, right? I would imagine. So this could lose health. This could go to 7 mana. I think the most likely and the one I would suggest is to steal 1 less health from the minions or whatever it is, the minions, the enemy hero. That makes it like a lot less potent. I think it would still be good. It just wouldn't be like soul crushingly, amazingly broken. But if I feel like it goes to 7, you probably kill the card. We'll see. It's one of the only new cards working and we're nerfing it. But yeah, it's definitely one of those that's too good and also can be quite frustrating. Amphibian Spirit, this one legitimately shocked me. I'm involved in the balance talks, like I see it before. I'm like, really? And then I looked at the win rate and the numbers on the whole deck, and yeah, it's really good. And if you're nerfing everything else, it's probably going to be too good. You could have hit other cards possibly, but this is getting hit. So it could go like +1, +1, +1, +2, could go to 3 mana. There's a lot of options. Most likely, I would think 3 mana. I feel like you take the stats off, that would feel a lot worse, but really surprising. I thought they would have nerfed like just a different card, like something else, an older card rather than one of the new ones. And I said in my review for this card, I'm like, I'm not entirely sold. Like these type of effects don't typically see play, but I'm like, this one's the best one they've ever made. And maybe it'll buck that trend. It bucked that trend and they nerfed it immediately. So yeah, that one's quite surprising. We'll see how big a change it is. But yeah, again, really surprised me. Murmur, thank God they're nerfing this. Like this has been like the bane of my existence. It's the most popular deck at my bracket, the top 1K legend bracket, and they play Murmur on 6 or 5 and you lose after they play a billion cards. It's super frustrating. I hope it goes to 8. I feel like it'll go to 7 because the deck is just, even at the highest of ranks, is only a little bit above 50%. So probably goes to 7. 1 turn can make a huge difference, but man, I'd make it go to 8. There's also the Parrot Sanctuary, the way it interacts with that. But considering that card's not listed, I assume they're not going to change that interaction. So strictly will be Murmur. And yeah, I imagine it goes to 7 or 8. I'm hoping 8, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 7. Food Fight. Yeah, we're nerfing Food Fight. That one might surprise you. There are decks that are emerging that might be problematic afterwards, in particular with the 10 mana dragon. You literally just play Food Fight, that dragon, keep bringing him back and killing your opponent. It's not particularly a fun play pattern. The win rate's actually not that bad. It's just not super played, and I guess they're hitting this preemptively. They could just go back to what it was. I remember they buffed this. I think it was that you would summon a 0/6. They could do that. They could make it 4 mana. Or they could like cap the minion size, which they pretty much never do. But yeah, Food Fight will be getting nerfed. Ceaseless, nerfed again. It was already nerfed, right? It went from a 15-15 to a 10-10. Very quick double tap on this card. Not unprecedented. We've seen that happen before in the past, but I imagine this either has 2 things happen. 1, it can't cost less than like 5 or 6. They could add that, although there's not a lot of text space for that. Or they take like one of these words away so it discounts slower, or they just make it more expensive, 120, 130, 150 mana, basically buffing Holy Wrath Paladin, I guess, but slowing it down by like 1, 2, or 3 turns obviously would have a big impact. I just would love to see it capped. I don't think that'll happen, but yeah, I would expect, just don't make it like a 5/5 or a 9/9. Please hit the cost of it, because the cost, the effect is just insane how it could come down for 0 mana. Dungar, even though it's not super prevalent, very similar to Food Fight, there are some decks, in particular Druid, that look pretty scary, that if you nerf everything else and Dungar just emerges and the play pattern sucks, and I wish they would stop making cards like this in Murmur. Probably goes to 10 or summons 2 minions, one or the other, right? I can't imagine anything else. So yes, Dungar finally getting nerfed. Seaside Giant, as we all expected, getting hit. I could imagine it goes to like cost 1 less, or it goes to like 12, actually like 14 or 16 mana, right? They could do cost 1 less. I think that's the most likely. Maybe they even make it a bit cheaper, but I can't imagine they want these giants coming down on turns 4 and 5 consistently, which is happening. So yeah, I would expect a severe nerf to this card, right? Like they can't nudge this. If they nudge this, it does nothing. So we'll see again on that one. Arcanite Defense Crystal, yes. Armor Demon Hunter, basically getting this card nerfed yet again. Another double tap here. It's gonna go to 5. What else are they doing? It's gonna go to 5. They could take the taunt away, but then that like obliterates every other Starship deck, right? Like it's supposed to be for all the Starship decks, not just Demon Hunter. And right now it does see play in like Terran Shaman and some other Starship decks. Demon Hunter, not Demon Hunter. Sorry, yeah, definitely Demon Hunter. Deathlight. I'm trying to mention Deathlight too. So I imagine it goes to 5. Probably gains some stats. Probably gains a bit of armor. But yeah, they were gonna make it so you don't get it back with Ravenous. That's why you want it to go to 5. So Ravenous doesn't bring it back, and you can bring back the bigger starships with the 7 mana card, but not with the little one, and that would help out a lot, hopefully. Spawning Pool. This has been one of the best StarCraft cards since day one. Kind of surprising that they are nerfing it, but it is broken. Like you look at the win rate, the mulligan win rate, it's like the highest in every deck it's in. It's been unbelievably good. They're not nerfing Nidus Worm, by the way. And that card makes a 0 when you draw it. And now if this goes to 2, because what else are you doing with this? Like literally, what else can you do? Not give the Zergling to take the death rattle away, I guess. But I imagine it goes to 2, and then it's not free with the worm. So like literally, what else can you do? There's only one possible nerf. So yeah, Spawning Pool probably going to 2. And we do have some nerfs to the StarCraft draw cards. So Liftoff will be getting nerfed, I imagine. 4 mana, draw 2 Terran cards, summon a Starship piece. What else are you doing? I guess it could be draw 1 card for 3 mana. That's a possibility, but I imagine it goes to 4. Just like Chrono Boost is also getting nerfed, I imagine it goes to 5. Or if you're playing Rogue or Druid, 3 mana now when you prep it or pylons it, right? So they could also nerf the Zealot, but then that would nerf other cards, although we will see one that, actually the 2 that create Zealot are on this list. So maybe they're nerfing Zealot. That's actually a possibility. You know, the Charger, that actually could be a thing. So maybe they're nerfing Zealot. Maybe they're nerfing this to be 5 mana. We'll have to wait and see, because yes, Artanis will also be getting nerfed. Every single StarCraft hero card will now have been nerfed. I imagine it's not the Zealots and it's going to 8 mana like all the other hero cards, I would imagine, but there's a possibility in Zealots, because like they're the only 2 ones that generate it, right? So it's a possibility, but yeah, definitely not very likely. And I believe that's it for the nerfs. So they're basically nerfing every StarCraft deck and nerfing every scam deck. And the only deck that's like doesn't really qualify as scam that they're nerfing is like Hideous Husk. It's just overtuned, and Amphibian Spirit, right? But pretty much everything is either StarCraft or scam, and Ceaseless is kind of like a scam in itself. So yeah, basically that, right? So I think that's a really good patch in terms of nerf targets. We'll see. And then yeah, we got buffs too. It's not just the nerfs. So Symbiosis will be changing. It's 1 mana, discover, choose 1 card from another class. It's a nature spell. Probably gets the 1 mana treatment for a lot of these spells where it costs 1 less. We saw that with like the Rogue Starship piece spell. I imagine it's something like that. You could make it 0, I guess, but that's always scary. But yeah, it'd be one or the other, right? I don't know what else you're really doing. Lunar Wing Messenger, I'm hoping this goes to a 1 mana 2/1. That is my hope. But again, if you watched the video yesterday, I'm not sold Imbue Priest has much of a chance, but they're getting both of their Imbue cards buffed, as we all kind of figured. And yeah, 1 mana 2/1 would be my hope, my guess, my desires. Wait, I don't like Priest. I don't desire nothing with Priest. And Kaldori Priestess getting buffed. 4 mana 4/4. You debuff enemies. I imagine it goes to a 3 mana 3/4 or probably a 3/3, right? Could be a 3/4 spider tank. Why not? But yeah, I imagine it goes to 3. What else are you doing? I guess you could debuff by more attack. That's another option. So one or the other, I imagine, but 3 mana seems a lot more likely. This card is so bad. At 1 mana, I think it's still bad. Like, honestly, but at least you kind of curve into your hero power, but you have no minions, so it's shit. Like, right, it doesn't help out. I hope they just don't make it restore more health. That's really bad. So I imagine 1 mana, right? This goes to 1 mana. It's a lot better. You can flex it into your turn. That would be pretty nice. Living Garden, this card's not even that bad. You get some mana cheat. You imbue your hero power. I imagine it goes to 2 mana. Maybe they make it a 1/2. They could make this 3/3. They could upgrade the stats. They could up the mana cheat, which I don't really want to see. This one I'm not sure on, so I'll be really curious to see what happens. There's a lot of different ways. And the last card they're buffing, Resplendent Dreamweaver. I did mention this card yesterday. I hope they do what I was kind of hoping of, just making it if you've imbued your hero power once, right? Just one time. It's like, you proved you're an imbue deck. You imbued, you get this payoff card. I think that's fine, right? Isn't that a good deal? So we'll see if that's what they do. So yeah, tons of changes coming. We'll go over the patch notes, all the official changes. I believe, again, tomorrow. I don't know if it's officially been confirmed, but that's my understanding. And then, yeah, the patch goes live, and maybe, just maybe, we get a whole new meta. Probably not. It never works out that way, does it? But anyway, stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about all these changes or what they could be in the comments down below and all that good stuff. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.